Mengapa jangan shaking ratio sini pun macam ni shaking macam apa? Ini jadi distribution ni video dia apa no? Korean tiang saya, Korean saya dia apa no? Buddha pada Malaysia tu apa jenis ingkung cuma boleh no? So di juga ni uji tu berumah so le kamu macam lau pun sebab kerja apa? So aku ini awak cuma celu tercelau Korean saya ni Buddha pada Malaysia cuma celu cuma tercelau still yang.
I just don't see how we could argue that Christianity is the great moral authority that you're saying it is for making these laws when arguably they've done a lot of horrible things.
What moral code do you live by?
I'm a Buddhist, so
Buddha pada no?
I mean,
So it's all about yourself.
no, it's just about being. Well, I guess you could say that. But
I know,
think
yeah,
it's
I know
a-
Buddhism. So let's
don't
play it
think-
out. What is the top accomplishment of a Buddhist?
I guess just to be a good person and.
No, to reach nirvana. You know that.
Well, yes, but not everyone.
Saya Buddha pada jangan kau
You
no?
want to try to ascend, right? And so it's all about yourself, all inward looking, right? To try to limit your touch with the outside world, that the outside world is dirty and it's it's kind of polluted.
I don't believe as a Buddhist. That's not how I was taught, and I don't think it's fair for you to argue for Buddhism in that sense.
Oh no,
because
that's
you're
what Buddhism.
Not a Buddhist.
No, I know plenty about Buddhism. Like, so Buddhism, as it's written, is that the world is contaminated. We must remove ourselves from the world, and we're going to spiritually ascend ourselves by meditation.
But there's people who don't believe in that.
Well, then you don't believe in Buddhism. That's fine. It's okay.
Of Buddhism, and they believe in all different kinds of things.
So
just
that's
as
fine.
there's different sects
So
of
can you-
Christianity. I'm just not in that sect.
Got it. So you, what moral way do you think society should live by? Not Christianity. So what way should we live by?
I think that it's not as much about morality as much as societal, and it's just societal needs. Like, for example, like abortion. We can't argue that.
Korean pada cakup saya cakup mesti no? Mereka dengan.
Allow abortions when clearly there's both a medical and a societal need for abortions.
There's not a medical reason to kill babies, right? That doesn't exist.
Okay,
But-
well,
but-
I have one example for that. My mother had vasa previa, and they had offered her an abortion because birthing the baby would not only kill her, and like if she went into labor, because the placenta had split into many little veins and covered her birth canal. If she ever went into labor, and my little brother at the time, if he had pushed on the birth canal to exit her, she would have died. Both her and her son would have died.
Did your
and
brother
she is
survive or no?
I want to continue with this point. So she was offered the opportunity for an abortion because not only was she the main breadwinner of her family, but she is also raising 2 kids as well already. She's the right to an abortion is possibly could have saved her life. She did end up surviving, but not. I don't think that we should limit the ability to get an abortion to other women in her
Wait, hold on,
situation.
time out. So your brother, you know now.
Huh?
Is your brother survive or no?
Yes, he did.
Wait, so
but
aren't you glad your brother wasn't aborted? I mean, come on.
I don't.
What kind of argument is that?
I don't
Aren't you
think
glad your
that
brother's not dead?
It's not that. I'm glad that he wasn't aborted.
Yes,
but
so
I'm
that's
also,
so we're
like,
pro-life. That's what we want. We don't want your brother to be aborted. Imagine how many
it's-
millions other like him
yes,
are
but
aborted.
if my mom died,
She
in
didn't.
that-
It's not even a good argument.
well, there's so many people that did.
No,
There's
that's
a
not
super-
correct. I said that earlier. It only happens a couple dozen times a year, and the baby could be delivered by C-section.
People with vasa previa have a much higher rate of death than other women
Yes,
who are
this
pregnant.
happens
and that's,
maybe a couple hundred times a year, and there's 1.5 million abortions every single year. This
yes,
is on the
but
Kung
if
dia
we
teknik
have
itu tu
such
lah ada
high
no?
abortions, then we're taking away from everybody, even the people who have a medical need for abortion, where the baby is going to kill them if they come out.
Again, I can
There's-
grant you that, fine, we'll have those exceptions. Can we make abortion illegal for the other circumstances?
No, because
Oh,
then,
so maybe it's not about those circumstances.
No,
You're
it is
just
about
using
those,
it. Oh,
it is
really?
about those circumstances, because when we take away those rights from everyone and we go into a hospital and there's an emergency need to remove a baby, then we have to prove that there's an actual emergency need instead of just it being an automatic right. Then doctors
You
aren't
don't
going
have
to
a
be
right
willing
to murder another human being.
It's not necessarily a right. It's
Is
just
it
the
a-
ability to.
So
be
when
able-
your brother was in your mom's womb, was your brother a human being?
I mean, I don't want to argue that. I think that we could
No, it's a
argue
very
about that
not an
for
argument,
a
it's a
long
question.
time.
When your
I don't
brother
think
was
it's
in-
useful.
Korean saya le.
When your brother was in the womb,
Tuh,
was he
you
a
know?
human being?
I believe that on my moral compass, I believe that he was, but I don't think that my moral compass should dictate the medical needs
Got it.
and the
So what
societal
moral
needs
compass?
of others.
Fine. What moral compass should we use to write laws then?
Well, I don't think there's a defining moral code that we should live by. We all
Of course
have
there is.
different-
Should we help the sick?
Well, yes,
Should we help
but
the poor?
there's okay, but my
Should
moral
we
code
feed the
as
hungry?
a Buddhist is that I should never kill an animal. And many Christians hunt. Many people, kill animals for a living. That's how
I'm
they
not
make
talking
a
about your
living.
personal. Society has to make decisions, right?
Yeah,
Since-
and when society makes decisions, they should account for the fact that everyone has a different moral compass.
but
we're
then-
a society that, first of all, a modern society, we shouldn't be basing our moral compass
Oh,
off
but hold
of
on a
a
second.
book made
You're
thousands of years ago.
well, first of all, Buddhism's very old too, but contradicting.
No, I agree.
Yeah,
That's why I don't think Buddhism.
but
I don't think we should ban people
there's
going
a
out to
contradiction
hunt
here, though.
because
Time
I
out.
don't believe in killing
At
animals.
some point, we have to decide what laws to make. We have to say
and I
something.
think the laws should be dependent on
On what?
how we can most benefit the people already existing in our society.
Well, okay,
Or-
but don't people in the womb exist?
That's you can argue that for so long. I don't think it's really useful when
It's
we're
very
talking
useful.
about.
Are you glad you weren't aborted? Are you glad you weren't aborted?
I'm not. I mean, if it was something that if aborting me would have benefited my
Come on,
marriage,
let's go. Then
then I wouldn't be necessarily angry about it. Like it's not.
See, I'm glad your mom did not abort you because I think life is beautiful. And I want to give that gift to as many people as possible.
Yeah,
Sabi
but
ato
you're
ko, no?
also in the same turn taking that gift away from women. If a woman has a medical need and her life is in danger,
I've already
for
granted.
having this
Let's say
baby.
abortion is legal for medical circumstances. 1.4
Okay,
million.
but then when we get rid of abortion for those exceptions, right? We need to think about how it is applied in the actual.
Abortion is the #1 form of birth control in the country right now. Over 1.4 million abortions every single year for non-rape, non-incest, non-life of the mother.
It's really the #1 form of birth control in this country.
Well, that we know
I highly
of.
doubt
Actually,
that.
if you think
I'm
about
sorry,
it, if you
that's
think about
crazy.
the day after pill,
That's crazy.
right? If you think about the
People
day
are
after
spending
pill,
$50 for a abortion instead of the pull-out method, getting a condom. You really think? I'm
Hold on.
sorry, in your twisted worldview, you really
Hold
think
on,
the
let's think about
#1
it.
form
Plan
of birth
B.
control is abortion?
Plan B.
I'm sorry, that's crazy.
No, Plan B, right? Abortifacients, at-home abortions, chemical abortions, surgical abortions. All those can be defined as abortifacients. Yes, you might be right. Okay, you might say condoms are more than that, but abortion has become a form of birth control. Can you agree with that?
I mean, anything that. Well, all of it, obviously, anything can be considered birth control. I mean, me deciding to not have sex is birth control. I mean,
And that's what more people should do.
What?
Yeah.
I don't know, because I don't think that that's necessarily something that we can police. Like, what, you're going to go into people's
I'm
bedrooms
not policing,
and,
but I'm saying though, if you're gonna decide to have sex, don't kill the baby after you have sex. Pretty
Well,
simple.
I don't
Because you
think
made a
that-
decision to get pregnant.
I don't think that that's necessarily a good argument. I mean, there's more nuance to that.
There's no nuance to it. A human life exists. I can't murder someone in the crowd. Why? Because murder is wrong. You can't
You're
murder
gone, no?
someone in
This
the
is
crowd.
your
Why? Because murder is wrong. Thank you for your time.
ဒီဒါလေးကတော့ခရီးဆရာတယောက်နဲ့ဘုရားဘာသာကမ္မလေးတယောက်ရဲ့ဆွေးနွေးပွဲအငင်းခုန်နေမှာလို့ဆိုဘယ်သူမှလည်းမှားလဲဆိုတော့လေသူတို့ကမ္ဘာရှိပြီးခဲ့ကြပါဦးအဆုံးမရှိပြီးတဲ့အတွက်လည်းအဲ့လိုဆွေးနွေးတယ်လေသူတို့ဆွေးနွေးနေတဲ့ဗီဒီယိုနေ့စဉ်နဲ့ပုံမှန်ဆက်ပြီးတော့သူတို့ YouTube channel လေး subscribe လုပ်တယ် subscribe လုပ်တော့ပြကြပါတော့အားလုံးကျေးဇူး